Good morning, everyone. Zhao
Morning.
Shanghao. That's good morning in Chinese. Isn't it
Yeah,
right? No?
Yeah, it's correct,
Okay.
sir. Ni
Okay,
hao.
thank you so much. Okay. So welcome to our Zoom webinar sponsored by the RSE Academy, Robotics and STEM Education, with the topic AI Classroom, Smart Blackboard, Robotics and STEM, all the way from Shanghai, China. Okay, to start with, let's have a virtual prayer to be played to us by Serjet Latoza. Serjet. Thank you so much, Serjet. Though there was no sound, it's okay because we were already um, we have read the lyrics of the song prayer that you have just played a while ago. So thank you so much, Serjet, and thank you for sharing the prayer video. And without further ado, to start with, allow me to present to you to welcome us all. Please help me welcome everybody, our school principal 3, Mom Cherish L. Floor.
Yes, good morning to one and all. Today we are honored to be invited to the future classroom of the new normal education, the world of high technology and robotics. Allow me to begin by saying thank you. Thank you all for joining this webinar on Robotics and STEM Education Academy in cooperation with EduTech Shanghai with Dr. Cheryl Dublar and the rest of the team members of RSE Academy. Well, this pandemic taught us so much, okay, right? The sudden shift from face-to-face education to virtual classes, or to most of us here in the Philippines, the modular under the distance learning modality. But what is good about this? A lot of learning opportunities help us survive and strive to be more effective and efficient. This webinar will showcase the Artificial Intelligence Classroom, Smart Blackboard, Robotics and STEM Laboratories. And Luisa Midel National High School is so blessed to have this chance of receiving a robotics training course for free to our selected junior high school and senior high school teachers. Of course, thank you so much, Robotics and STEM Education Academy. And then I'm proud to say our very own alumna, Dr. Cheryl Dublar, the co-founder of RSE Academy. Dr. Dublar, thank you so much, and we will be forever grateful of your generosity. Um, Welcome. Without further ado, I welcome you all to this Artificial Intelligence Classroom webinar. Good morning and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Mom Cherish L. Floor, for that wonderful welcome remarks to each and one of us. And before we proceed to the next part of the program, I would like to welcome also the following participants from different schools. Um, there are 37 of us in attendance. So again, good morning. Xiao Shanghao, everyone. And now it is an honor and a privilege to introduce to you all our guest speaker this morning. Without further ado, am I correct? Am I seeing the name of Ma'am Ana Lupi Claridad? Ma'am,
Morning. Good morning, sir.
morning, ma'am. All right, so without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest speaker this morning. Um, with affiliations and recognitions from different organizations, of course. So currently, she is affiliated to the Great Lakes College of Toronto professor, wherein she is the OIC 5 principal, Shanghai, China. She is a co-founder of the Robotics and STEM Education Academy, Shanghai, China. And also, she is a co-founder of the research and co-researcher, a presenter with a research title of her research prioritization and implementation of ICT among schools. She is a graduate of Doctor of Philosophy with specialization in educational management. She is a licensed professional teacher with a major in technology and livelihood economics, teaching secondary and senior high school level for more than 14 years. She participated also in the CS50's Introduction to Computer Science at Harvard University. She finished her master's in technology management and also with a degree in master's in information technology at University of St. LaSalle. She is also participated also in the STEM with robotics teacher in Asia, particularly in the Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. She was also a trainer and speaker in the teacher's ICT or Information and Communication Technology Skills Enhancement. She is the founder of the McDuffie School STEM organization in Shanghai, China. And also she received an outstanding and recognition as Outstanding Leaders Award in EduTech in Shanghai, China. She is affiliated with the K-12 standards, computer science teacher, wherein she was a member of the association in the US and Canada. And also in the International Association of Educators for Non-Voting Members in Springfield, Missouri, United States of America. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our guest speaker this morning, Dr. Cheryl E. Dublar. A big virtual round of applause, please.
Thank you very much for such overwhelming introduction, Sir Elmer. And as of now, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so happy to be here with you. And again, I'm so honored to share my knowledge about the AI classroom and my passion about robotics and STEM. Okay, so again, so thank you very much for inviting me, and same time answering also to and supporting me in this project. All right, and at the same time, I'm so grateful that so many teachers attended this webinar that we will be focusing on discussing about AI classroom, the smart board, and most especially the robotics and STEM education. So the main purpose of the webinar is for the administration, the teachers, to be future ready with AI skills. We couldn't stop it, but instead we have to adapt the ever evolving when it comes to technology. Let me share to you. So without further ado, I would like to present to you the AI classroom. So actually right now I'm exactly in here. This is the AI classroom. It is set it up in evidence base that is really been used widely used, not only in this country, but all throughout the world. They are now into the fourth, um, in the generation or the new era of artificial intelligence. So I'll be sharing you my presentation for today. Again, I welcome everyone. And yes, it's very good thing that we are all here. We are future ready with the AI skills. And in this section, I will be discussing about AI education and how can we use AI and how it is implemented. At the same time, what are the benefits of using artificial intelligence? Thinking about as an educator in Philippines, we are thinking about it's too far. It's too far to have an AI. We even struggling about the new normal. There are so many challenges, but yet here we go. We are preparing ourselves to deliver a quality education. At the same time, we face the challenges and get ready for the new challenge, which is the implementation of the AI in the future. Actually, it's not the future; it's already in here, and near in the future, we'll be introducing AI in education. And also, it is not very new to everyone. Even our department secretary, Briones, also are also highlighted the challenges of technology advancement confronting today's education leaders, the rise of artificial intelligence challenge to educator or education leaders. Or she also challenged us to the fourth industrial revolution and the rise of AI. And she also emphasized that artificial intelligence has changed the way people learn as educational materials have become accessible to all through smart devices and computers. It's not only adults now are using in devices, but because of the new normal, even the young generation, even the preschool students are now get into the new normal with the use of technology in the midst of pandemic. So this pandemic had forced everyone, not only in our country, but all throughout the world, to get into the blended learning. We call it's an online learning, or in Philippines, it's very popular with the use of synchronous and asynchronous delivery of instruction. And it's only not the Philippines or Secretary Briones, but at the same time, with the latest, based on UNESCO, artificial intelligence in education, it was 50 years of study already. But within that 50 years of study, still school and other institutions are, and we'll say, not yet very familiar with what is really is AI in education and what it can do with us. There are so many challenges and doubts of the implementation of the AI in education, but it has a promise that it has a potential to address some of the biggest challenges in education today. So, especially in the teaching and learning practices, and ultimately accelerate the progress towards SDG 4. And now, based from the UNESCO, it mandates the calls inherently for human-centered approach to AI. And what is good here is the promise of AI that it could be for everyone that take advantage of the technology revolution under the way and access its fruits. And we have also the good thing that because of AI, it will not widen the technological divides within and between countries. Not only the first world countries, but it's for all the access of data, information, and research. So furthermore, the UNESCO has developed within the framework of the Beijing Consensus a publication, or this is a guide for the policymakers who want to implement the artificial intelligence. But I know I will not be discussing here the in depth about the implementation, because I know this is very valuable for policymakers who wants to go into artificial intelligence. But at the same time, looking at into this, with the current situation right now we have in the Philippines with a blended learning, I keep on updating on what is the trend, what is the latest update of the blended learning, especially with I'm looking into what really is the implications of the blended learning in the Philippines. Is there what are the challenges, and if those challenges have been uh, taken into an action or been solved within. And at the same time, looking into the Philippines, what the educational system and the blended learning and the challenges, me myself, I will keep on researching as well, comparing the blended learning that we have in Philippines and what is the enriched blended learning with the AI. Of course, we cannot compare because there's so many challenges that we are facing in there, especially with the interconnectivity. It's a very one of the main problem, interconnectivity, and also the what they call it, it's they are saying that if you don't have internet connection, then there's no way for you to connect with your teachers, connect with your classmates, and there is an impact to the students. I really can feel, not only feel, but I really know there is a big impact. It's because based on the evidence, even in my children, I can see that it really affect the social development of the children. Aside from the social development, it also the quality of learning they have, it's different. And there is an urgency for us educators, because 20 to 30 years from now, then we can feel the output of this um, gap of quality of education that they are getting right now. So there is an urgency for us to push on the and to move on to deliver a quality education to our students. So again, so what are the benefits of AI? So there are a lot of benefits of artificial intelligence. If you browse into online, or if you some of you are maybe into conducting a research, what are the benefits of it? Actually, there are so many benefits, but I only trim it down into four, which for me is really significant in education. First is the personalization. Not all the
Sabi
students
mo
have the
headset na.
same level of the same level of some needs remedial
Ano yan?
classes, some are advanced students.
Ano yan?
So as a teacher with 40 students inside the classroom, you cannot attend to every needs of the students. Yeah, that is really one of the challenges of a teacher, having 40 students in the classroom. Not all of them you can pay attention what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and what should be the remedial. And for those who are on advanced level, what will be the enhancement for them? So as you can see, that's one of the challenge. If you are having so many students inside the classroom and only one teacher, imagine that. And also at the same time, believe me or not, one of the uh, I think the many thing that we as an educator that we consume our time is the grading. Yeah, this is really true for all of us when it comes to grading, and especially we are so stressful when it's already a deadline of the grades. Our administrator, our principal, our head will ask a grade should be submitted within this day, and as an educator with having so many students, that's a lot of stress to us. This grading because of the or spending on the grading, less time on preparation and also attaining the needs of the students. Am I right? And because of that, we cannot or we unable to give a prompt feedback to the students right away because we cannot able to process the data, and if we score if they got low grades in this certain area, then we cannot give feedback right away. I see that even in my children, I cannot see the feedback of the teachers. I cannot blame it because I really know the hard work of the teachers and the workload they have. And you as parents, you will be responsible. But I'm thinking about how about the other kids or other parents that uh, don't understand about the education. So you see, that is how important is the prompt feedback. They should know what are their weaknesses so that they will have the chance to um, develop out of that weakness. And most importantly is the global classroom. We are all aware that um, because of it is online learning, so regardless of your geographical location, wherever you are, but still you can be connected in a classroom regardless of location, so you can learn anywhere. Like right now, it's not a hindrance for us to attend international training. It's because it's all online. So that's one of four benefits. I will not dig into, but so maybe in the if there are in the open forum later, if somebody will ask, then I will go deeper into it. But for now, I'll just lay down what are the benefits of the AI. And now here we go. So unleashing the power of AI for educators. So educators today are in agreement. They need an AI strategy. What are the pedagogies? Next to that is to ask what if we implement the AI, we have all the hardware, the software needed. Then next is what is the pedagogy or the strategy of the teachers? And that is why many institutions don't know how to implement one or where to start. Yeah, we already know this the benefits of the AI. It is good for education, always saying that. But the question is, how can we start or where to start? That's the main question in here. All right, so it's not this principle or framework. I when I conducted my research about technology integration, I formulated this framework, which I uses also to integrate technology, not only for the AI, but it's all any technology that may rise in the future. This guiding principle or framework is used to integrate technology. First is we educate. We educate ourselves of terms of technology. There is a lot of technology coming out, and it's for us as educators. It's difficult for us to um, grasp the ever evolving technology. We just started with the blended learning, with the online learning, with the use of different LMS, and now here we go another AI. So as an educators, I think it's a lot of things to do for us. We continuously train ourselves, but it's not a hindrance for us because I really salute all the educators that regardless if they are seasoned or young educators, they still in the process of educating themselves to develop themselves just to give a quality education. And next to the education is explore. When you have the knowledge already of the technology, then the next time is explore this. No one will actually cannot attend all the trainings because not all the trainings that will be there is intended what you need. Even us teachers needs also personalization of the technology we need that we also can be useful to us in our teaching strategy, right? Not all of it will be applicable to us, but it's up to us to whatever tools, educational tools that can help us. And then after you explore the technology, then it's times to embrace. It's difficult if you know the benefits, you explored it, you spent time for training, but you didn't embrace the technology. Embracing is in on the mindset. You see, if you open up your mind in embracing that technology or education technology can help you, then that's the time you move on to empowerment of yourself. Okay, so really, when it comes to integrating technology, it's within you. It's you to educate yourself, to explore, to embrace, and to empower. All right, so without further ado, I'm really excited to have a tour, just a quick tour using virtual reality. And later on, Miss Maggie will going to show you the Blackboard. Yeah. Miss Maggie, although I really appreciate her because she's rather trying to speak in English just to deliver this. I really ask her. She's an expert when it comes to a showing or presentation of the AI classroom. But before that, let me tour you in our AI classroom. And yeah, it's really happening right now. You know that in here, it's the public school who is using the AI. From public to private school, they are um, funded by the government just to ensure the quality of the education. So that's why the main target now is to really implement the AI in most public and private school. All right. So again, I was going to have a quick tour, and after that, I will turn over to Miss Maggie to show you the smart Blackboard and the AI classroom. Uh, okay, so let me have a VR tour to everyone. I know it's what is good in VR is you don't need to be physically there. Okay. Uh, okay, just I'm setting up to have a virtual tour. Okay, sharing to you. I hope you wait. Okay, so I'll start with the AI classroom. I hope you can see the VR of the.
Miss, we can only see the PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, okay, sir. All right. Okay, how about right now?
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so I will have a virtual tour, or yeah, VR stands for virtual reality, as if you are here in our company. So we have in here in a ground floor the AI classroom. Can you see? And later, Miss Maggie will going to introduce the smart Blackboard, as you can see on the screen. So just a quick view of the AI classroom and the different. What are maybe you're asking? What is this AI? Yeah, so AI is composed of a hardware and software. The hardware means the smart blackboard and the software that is used in the smart blackboard. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to present to you Miss Maggie as she gives some presentation. Although I will going to translate it in English. But yeah, I'm really proud that she have tried her best just to give us a quick peek of the AI classroom. Okay, so everyone, so bear with me. We'll be doing it live, although we have recorded video, but for you, everyone, we want to present it live. Everyone, this is Miss Maggie. She will be presenting to us the smart Blackboard in the AI classroom. Okay. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shanghai Education. I'm Maggie. So glad to introduce our company and our product. Our company mainly product just like Blackboard, smart Blackboard, and AI classroom, smart plural, and even CD. And now more than 8,000 plural when we use our products in China, and more than 20 offices in China. And this is our headquarters, and this is our smart STEAM teacher maker training center. And this is our furniture in Shenzhen, and this is our VR in Xi'an and in Shanghai. First of all, Dr. Cheryl and I will introduce our smart Blackboard. So as you can see, with the use of different tools like PowerPoint presentation, because it's online, so you can use the browsing machine, maybe just open the PowerPoint and then you will be presenting the projector. So since we cannot use the hard copy or the paper copy, still we can use this using the projector. And after that, it will be projected on the smart Blackboard. Okay, just here. The paper will on the screen. Okay, so the paper will be projected on the screen. This is very good for the students, especially if it's a paper and pencil test. So even if the paper and pencil test, you use paper, but still, whatever the scores we could get in here, it will be recorded and analyzed in 8 times. And then can right here, directed. Yes, very good. So what you can see here, you can just write directly and it will be recorded right away and stored in cloud storage. And save. So after you save this, you projected this. It's like scanning. You scan, you project it in here, edited some text, and then right away save on the cloud storage. This can access right away. In the right folder. Just right here. Okay, so using also Whiteboard, this is screen record. You don't need to fix anything or screen record. It's automatically just pressing the whiteboard. Then right away you can screen record and write everything on your screen, especially in mathematics class. You can write anything you want. There are more than 2 students can write here together. Okay, so if you want an interactive inside the classroom, even 2 students you can write together on the smart Blackboard. And 4 fingers, including them. Okay, you don't need an eraser. So using the 4 fingers or 5 fingers, you can erase. Each finger has its own function. If you want to turn off 10 fingers. If you want to erase 5 fingers. 10 fingers can close or open it. Yeah, close and open in 10 fingers. Okay, this one. This one take a whole place in class. I just text here and choose right in the new one. Okay, so since this is recorded, while the teacher is taking class, whatever she does in the smart Blackboard, Even her voice is recorded. All the activity inside the classroom is recorded in video or the audio right directly to the cloud storage. And even after class, the student can still access during the class. It is very important. You can take it. And I can say just to say that. Okay, so a while ago we used this, so as you see, that's very quick screen record or video record to whatever you do or you guys in your smart platform. Yeah, this is what is really good. If you have many students inside the classroom, and if it is online learning, all you have to do is students can use the code, and you can have an synchronized access of the smart Blackboard. For example, I can do a screen. So as you can see, it's synchronously whatever the teachers perform in the classroom, even wherever they are, regardless if it's an online or offline, they can see what is projected or what can be seen in the smart Blackboard. I can control the Blackboard with my phone, and you can write anything you want. And at the same time, teachers can use their phone to control the Blackboard and broadcast it to the students. Like the photo. And Alright, so you can use your phone, take a photo of the maybe some pencil that you need to want to show to the student, their work example. If you want to show the work of one student, and take a photo and broadcast it to the screen. And this one. So it's synchronized with an app to your phone, so you can control the smart platform. And this smart platform is very, it can protect our students' eyes. Green. So one of the challenges of the technology, it's not good for the health, especially for the students when the eye protection. But this technology already gained an award and a certificate that it is good for the eyes, and the company really conducted more research and development just to produce good products that's also good for the eyes of the user. Yeah, okay, so this is a high definition video and also the sound. So regardless how many students you have inside the classroom, or even this is by online class or a blended learning, still we can broadcast and project a good quality video and at the same time a sound. And also there's strong and hot. I know that this is one of the questions. What happened to the hardware part? So this is very durable. As you can see, even you, it's all not corrupt. Like this one, no problem. Okay, so when it comes to the hardware specs, then it is, I can see this is durable. And teacher also can use the chart. But if you cannot, if you are really wanting to use the chalk, then it could be possible. You can still use the chalk in here. It's like a traditional Blackboard, but the only thing is a smart Blackboard. Okay. And Also, we can um, okay. So as you can see, you can record a video. There's a face recognition software or system in there. It can record the entire classroom right straight into the cloud storage. And the teacher just use it to function. And the good thing is you don't need to be very techy to use because it's all in here. It's just one push. Okay, just press the button and yes, it's all set up. Yes. Okay, for the not Blackboard. Okay, so that's all for the smart Blackboard. Although there are a lot of benefits of it, but we'll just highlight some of the few out of many. So again, for the AI classroom, we use the smart Blackboard and the software. And also, most importantly, since this is a data where you have to store the data, so we have the cloud storage. So whatever you want to save on the screen or even the entire classroom, it will be automatically saved and switch from the students can access data. Okay, so yeah, so everyone, that's for the presentation of the smart Blackboard. Thank you very much, Ms. Maggie. I hope everyone is still with us. Yeah, so thumbs up, everyone. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so again, I'll just go back with the VR tour. That's for the smart Blackboard. And now what I'm showing is the Robotics and STEM laboratory. I think I should go back with, okay, here inside is engineering laboratory. So in here we are using laser engraver or a DIY, and at the same time combined with electronics parts. Okay, so this is only one of the laboratories we have in here. Okay, so I think so I'll just go back with the AI classroom. So each laboratory, I'm going to show you that also in the STEM laboratory, we also use AI. Okay, so this is our AI classroom. I mean, this is the students where they learned AI. It's not only the classroom, but at the same time, they learn how to use how to make artificial intelligence in here. Okay, so we're using different kits or smart project kits in studying about AI. All right. So next we'll be going to another laboratories. So actually what we are showing you right now for those educators in ICT and into STEM, what we are sharing to you is for you to benchmark when you design your classroom. So what is the purpose why we use this kind of table? As you can see, not in a traditional type, but you can see it's a kind of rounded and it's movable. So especially if you inside the classroom, we have this strategy to group our students. So instead can be moved, it's movable, and at the same time the design is for collaboration. Okay, so this is the smart farming or smart farming project of the students, or the laboratories for Internet of Things. And in this laboratory, we also use AI to analyze the progress of the students. At the same time, personalization of their strength and weaknesses. Okay, so just a quick peek of the laboratories. Okay, so next is, well, I'll be showing the, okay, another laboratory. Okay, sorry, do we already been here? All right, so next is, this is for preschool. So not only since this is a K to 12 program, so we started robotics and STEM as early as in preschool, where the students also have the recognition with the use or with the robotics and STEM. So even as early as young age, they have already awareness of STEM or education in STEM. Okay, so if you look at the setup, okay, so I know most of us, the reason why we go in different schools is also to benchmark. So I think this is also the best time to benchmark, and we showcase the setup of our robotics lab. I think it's not only for robotics lab, it's even for other subjects for STEM. This also can be used in the classroom if in the future you will be trying to renovate. Okay, so this is the challenge room for our robotics. Since they need to, it's a hands-on learning and a project base. So aside from that, we challenge their capacity or their logical thinking and then their competitiveness. So we have this, we set it up a competition lab where the student showcase their work and their capacity and their also to let them engage of what they're doing. All right, so as you can see, this is uh, line tracing. Okay, so for, I know some of you here are into ICT, and most also have a good or a background about robotics. So I think you understand what is this all about. But for those who are not into robotics, yes, so this is the where the challenge, where the students have the competition and showcase their work. Okay, so let's move on to another laboratories. So this is on the second floor. See the, okay, let's move to next floor. All right. So as you can see, learning is not only inside the four corners of the classroom. They need students now, they need to move. They need to touch things in order for them to appreciate it. So we set it up that the students not only inside the classroom, but after that, they also have the competition and after they have done their projects. Okay, so this is for line tracing for our robots. And another classroom or another laboratory is for Python laboratory. So Python is a programming language, and I know ICT teachers knows what is Python. This is one of the programming language that we teach to the students aside from Scratch, and yeah, so this is one of the popular programming language in here. So as you can see, it is also, we are using the smart Blackboard inside the laboratories. So it's a mixedly also a Scratch and Python. Okay. So actually what we're showing you is how the laboratory or the computer lab was set up. And the good thing is, if you have, for those who have already robotics in their school, the one challenge is the components, how you organize the components, since it's very small, tiny component parts. Then you need to see to it that you organize, especially young kids or from primary or secondary school. They are we all know that some of them are not really organized with their things. So as we educators have to assess them and teach them to organize their things. Not only they work on their project, but also they need to organize it. So we are showing you that everything is here organized using small boxes, and so that it's easily can be seen some of the parts when they have bring a project. All right, so aside from you have the smart blackboard, we cannot do away with the books. We still use textbook to teach the students, so that they, even at home, we call it unplugged activities. So I think it's the same within Philippines in a blended learning. We have, if you don't have internet connection, then you have a module. So for in computer science, we have both the unplugged and activities where you don't use the gadgets, but instead you learn some of you develop logical thinking through unplugged and activities. Okay, so I want to show you the 3D printing laboratory. Okay, so I think it's in here. Okay. 3D printing here. Next floor. Here. Oh, it's for kids. Sorry, I'm looking into the printing room. For those who are interested with 3D printer, it's on the second floor. Oh, sorry. It's a third floor. So now let's go to our second floor. Okay, sorry, although it's a VR, if you cannot get over the route, okay, here, just go down. Oh. Here, second floor. Okay, so I think I'll just go back first on the first floor. Okay, so while I'm setting up going back to the first floor. Okay. So later, I'll be showing you some more of not using the VR, but the live one. Okay, so for those who have question about the technical part, just a quick run through. So again, when saying the VR, it composed of the hardware and the software. As you can see in the hardware, you should have a cloud terminal, a smart blackboard, and a virtual console that is easy to manage and use. And also you have the recording and the sound system. And also you will be using a teaching application or a software. Again, it's composed of a hardware and a software. And in the software, what you can see in there is a software of intelligent teaching, and also a group of software where you can use Microsoft Word, also you can use Microsoft products, and other products can be used in the smart blackboard. So since it's online, it has no limit. And then, which is good, it can be synchronized or synchronous classroom system. All right, so this is for technical people. For those who are into ICT, I can share you my slides because I know not all of us here are more into techie part, but just a quick run through here. So you can see what is composed of an AI classroom. You have a cloud, you have a microphone, you have a speaker, you have a webcam, and a Blackboard. And of course, inside your classroom, it is arranged. You see, it's the table are arranged into uh, for collaboration. Okay, so this is also good for before class. When it comes to preparation, you don't need more time for preparation in class, or various interactive teaching, and after class, which is the students will have to do their homework. They don't need to ask their tita, tito, their parents to do their homework. I think it's everyone knows the module we have right now. It's not only the students who are doing the homework. Even my own daughter and mother, I saw my mother is doing some of her project, and I say, what? Why is my mother doing her project? So with this, with the help of the instruction from the teacher, directly from the teacher, then the students can have the access and understand well what is their homework. So because they could have the access and they could have a review. Okay, so this is for the preparation of the teaching system. As a teacher, we're using computer. If we cannot do it in our computer, then we use iPad. If we cannot do it in our iPad, then we use our phone. And then the teaching smart board or smart Blackboard, it can be synchronously. So even if you use your phone, still you can access synchronously on the smart Blackboard. And what is the good thing is about the AI marking. This is very important. When you mark the papers, upload it on a platform, right away there's a data analysis and statistic, and those statistic and data will be used by the teachers to determine the improvement, not only for the students but also to the course. And at the same time, for the administrator, that they could see which part that their teachers need most for the improvement. So this is not only for the students but also for the teachers, because we all know also teachers need some personalization. Which area are they weak that they need to need more training, they need more, or what are the things they need to improve them. Okay, so I think that's all for the AI classroom and the smart Blackboard. I know later on there will be some questions, but yes, we will be giving an open forum to answer those questions. And now this is the second part of the webinar. For the robotics and STEM education. So in partnership with different school, the MacDuff School, the Great Lakes College of Toronto, and also with the cooperation of EduTech Shanghai, where they showed us, we showed us the amazing products that they have, and we still collaborate with them in researching that, so that those products are not only be in here but also will be available in the near future in the Philippines. As you can see, it will be into research and customized based on what is applicable in each country. Okay, so what I'm showing you is just what we are doing inside the classroom. So this is when I conducted our research in Shenzhen. Okay, so we visited different places, and then in Isha University, Taiwan, and some of the robotics STEM kids. And now I would like to present to you the collaboration with and in partnership in Luisa Medal National High School, my beloved alumni school. As I'm really proud to be part of shaping the students in terms of robotics and STEM education. So in partnership with Luisa Medal, we are hoping to make a robotics club. And this robotics club will be implementing the course Foundations of Engineering Technology, Robotics, and Automation. It is composed of 4 units where they will be learning different, they will be using microbits as a microcontroller, and also some of the project that will be showing the smart home and smart farming. Yeah, okay, so 2 out of many projects, we will be focusing on the smart farming for those plantito and plantita. So we'll be using the microbit soil moisture sensor, and also for the smart home. So later on, we're going to show you a video about the smart home project. Okay, so with this implementation, we started with the teachers training. So our the Luisa Mitel National High School teachers, with headed by Sir Alayon, we conducted a training course, EdTech 412 Maker Tech. Why is it EdTech 412 Maker Tech? Because I have a series of EdTech courses, and one of those is for physical computing for STEM education, concentrated for K to 12 teachers EdTech course, and it runs for 1 month. It's an online training course, and I'm very proud of the teachers that they really face the challenge, even though they have no background in programming, but still they train themselves to learn programming and physical computing. Okay, so but before that, I think it's the time for us to have an open forum. We'll be giving some time if there is any question regarding with AI classroom, smart blackboard, robotics, and STEM. Okay, now I will give the floor to Sir Elmer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cheryl. That was really superb, no? So we have to explore, we have to educate, and we have to embrace the technology. Isn't it right, ma'am? So thank you
Yes,
so
sir. The
much for
floor
that
is.
wonderful presentation. And also, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our 52 participants this morning. Zhao Shanghao, everybody. So again, we are now on the next part of our program, which is the open forum. I think, Ma'am Cheryl, you will be the one to preside this one. So if there are questions raised from the participants, please select the emoji, the reactions there. You can see there on your screen. If I'm not mistaken, Sir Jet, could you please help me out to point out which the emoji for the raised hand? Can you see it, Sir Jet?
Yes, sir. I am actually raising my hand.
Okay, Sir Jet. So you have questions in mind, please feel free. Sir Jet, go ahead, please.
Sir, it's just a sample on raising the hands.
Oh, where? I'm sorry. Okay, so that is an example of raising the hands. Okay, so everybody, if you have questions in mind, please do so. Let us take this opportunity to ask questions to Ma'am Dublar so we could get answers from her so we can be clarified about how this AI is going to affect our educational system if this will be implemented in our school. So anybody from the participants who would like to share something or raise for a question? Oh,
Sir
I think
Rocky is
nobody's
raising
right.
his hands.
Okay, Sir Rocky.
Yes, Ma'am Cheryl, good morning. Yeah, yeah. I am quite amazed of the things that you have presented, and
Thank
from the
you.
looks of it, and if we are going to apply this one in our classroom, that would give the students an edge in terms of our the distance learning modalities. But just in case, ma'am, the school or any entity would like to adapt the AI classroom in their own specific areas or in their specific institution, how would they be able to access or acquire such things with the help of your company?
Okay, thank you for that, Sir Rocky. So yeah, that's another question. Very good question. How could they access it? So actually, so as I said, that not all the technology that we've shown will be applicable in what you need. First thing first is the first step is we will have an initial talk, or it's a called an assessment of what you need, and then actually all the technology can be redesigned based on what is need. So if they want to contact and have an access, they could email us or email me personally, send me a message. I have a meeting so that we could present. They could tell us what they need and how can we address their needs based on what we have in here. So since this is an evolving kind of research, this is not only a product that was developed out of nowhere, but it conducted a research and even spent thousand. The company itself from Miss Maggie spent let's say millions in researching this AI technology. And at the same time, me myself is part of the research because we want to bring it not only in this country, but we want to bring outside the country. So we will be researching on that. If the school wanted really to implement, then you can access and search or check our website. I will be sending out. At the same time, I can send out a policymaker guidance from UNESCO. These are the challenges and how to address those challenges, and we have the tools to help you to to address your or to address when it comes to implementation of the AI. Hello, sir.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Sharon.
sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Rocky Alliance. So that is the power of research now. It
Yes,
can
it's a
make
research based.
everything possible. So that was the questions came from Soraki Alliance. How about the others? You may raise your hand.
We can actually use chat if there's a
A
problem with
chat,
your
yeah.
audio.
Okay, so you prefer to use the chat box. Okay,
Mhm.
so let us see if there are chats here. And the participants came from different schools, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and if we are going to look at the number of the participants, we are already 53 in attendance. So thank you so much for participating in our webinar. And more questions, please, because Ma'am Cheryl is waiting on the other line. So since no questions from the participants, Ma'am Cheryl, I would like to
Mhm.
raise a
Yes,
question
sir.
rather. Um, do you think this would be possible in Luisa Medel National High School to that this AI classroom be implemented, ma'am?
Sir, I will answer it honestly. Honestly, in my own perspective, since AI is already in 50 years of study, it's not impossible. It's already in here. It's happening. It's in evidence based. That's why we start with robotics and STEM, and that's the way to give an appreciation on what will be it's coming. What we started with the robotics and STEM is a one way to introduce slowly the AI in the classroom, because with that they could start with learning the AI. So yes, Sir Elmer, it could be possible if we could start the AI in Luisa Medal classroom. I know it's not that very not so ambitious, but we will be hoping that we could implement it in the near soon.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl. And one more thing, ma'am. What do you think that the school needs to prepare in order for the school to have this such technology, especially in teaching, in applying in this in the teaching and learning process? What the school should be done, ma'am?
Okay, sir. So I already laid down the framework that I say it's all the four is.
English na lang.
First, we need to educate ourselves what is really what we have. And right now, why well that's why we are all here right now. It's on only to introduce the first phase is to introduce and educate ourselves what is AI. And then down into that, we explore the challenges, the benefits of it. We don't only focus on the challenges, it's on the mindset that we need to explore, to embrace, and empower. So the first thing you should do, if you, this is, um, this advice is not taken only from me, but from the research base in UNESCO, taken from their policymakers. If the school is really don't have to know about this AI and they don't want to risk, then that's the time you have to consult an AI expert that will work for you. So that's the first step is to seek a consultation of an AI expert to see what we can do to for the implementation of it. So it starts with that, sir. Hiring a consultant for you to see. It's like when you go in to a doctor, you want to know what's for example, let's just say you have this in your health. Of course, you have to see a doctor. They are the one who knows well, and you consult with them. The same with technology integration. We don't just buy anything technology, but instead we have to see first a consultation to see if it is feasible. Okay, so that's I think that's the first step. For is educate first, seek a consultation and AI experts, and assess. The first thing is to assess what is needed and the possibility of the implementation, to foresee the drawbacks and also to foresee the how to progress into to successfully implement the technology or the AI technology.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl. We have questions here from Analog P. Claridad. Doc Ching, since you were able to experience the technology that we are using here in the Philippines, what can you recommend for us to do first? Step to do the first step to adopt this AI in school with a limited number of facilities, ma'am.
Okay, so first, I could say is what I experienced there is maybe different from your experience. That's why what I'm saying is the first step we have to assess. And in honestly, if you're going to ask me right now, cannot give you a concrete answer without an assessment, right? Even as teachers, how could you give a conclusion without assessing it? So the first thing is to assess. And based on my experience there in Philippines, that the first thing that you should do if you have a limited facilities is first it should start with the policymakers. Okay, so the policymakers are willing to implement the AI. It's not only for the teachers that they will implement the AI, but it's um it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork from the administration, from the policymakers, and for the teachers. But if you are really passionate about of to implement based on yourself as a teacher, you want to, then you follow the four E's that I'm telling you to educate yourself. Then first you have to assess what is your capacity, what are your technical skills, and what are the tools you need for the AI. I think some of the tools that you have seen is you already have the smart board. The smart board. Most of the teachers or most of the institution are now using the smart board. It's not that here. It's like an i. It's like only as an iPad or on the tablet that is on a bigger screen. as you see. That's the concept of it. And then a software, an LMS, and a cloud storage. So putting all things together, it's not possible that you can create an AI. It's already there. All you need to do is to puzzle everything it and to create this AI.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl. I think, ma'am, okay, let me see the chat box. Okay, thanks. So, one participant expresses her thanks to your explanation, ma'am. And also, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our participants coming from Jovito Saison, from Domingo Lacson, Hervias National High School, Abcasa National High School, Sumag National High School, and Bacolod Singkang Airport National High School. Thank you, ma'am, sirs, for participating, and also participants from Bacolod City National High School. So I think, ma'am, all the questions were answered during your uh, presentation. So I think we better proceed now to the next part of our program, which is giving of feedback from two of our participants, Sir Jet Latoza, and I think one will be coming from Suraki Alayan. Sir Jet, would you like to do the honor, please?
Okay, thank you, Sir Elmer. With regards to the feedback, because I'm actually very thankful, thankful for the opportunity to be part of the training also, and actually excited with the robotics kit, because I have actually an experience before in robotics. It's actually a competition. My feedback or my reaction to this is I'm very excited because first time that I think Luis, I can have a kit and I can manipulate, or usually the students can manipulate the robotics kit, but in this time I can actually do something with the robotics kit. And in terms of the training, I was actually have a little bit of a background with code maker, and it is very what you say is very enjoyable, even though we have we have a lot of things to do, especially as teachers in the Philippines. But we have I was actually trying to have or take time to learn those trainings that we have. And in regards to the presentation of the AI classrooms and the blackboards, I was actually I think all of them are overwhelmed, mom, with all the technologies that you present. That's why there is little questions with in regards to in terms of the technicalities. But hopefully in the near future we can have AI classrooms. We have actually ICT rooms, ICT classrooms already. Um, I'm excited for the future of AI classrooms or for the Philippines. Sir Elmer?
Thank you so much, Sir Jet. So that's one feedback. And let us also hear another feedback from Suraki Alayan.
Thank you very much, Sir Elmer, and good morning again, everyone. Good morning, Ma'am Cheryl. Um, when Ma'am Latosa told me about the proposal that will be used as one of the research uh, venue for this AI classroom, I got so excited because this is just the word of mouth of my son who is doing robotics also. And I do not have any idea about robotics that time. So when I was doing the work, I also asked the help of my son to help me go through this. And little by little, I start now to embrace and educate myself with the AI technology. There was even once, Mom Cheryl, a survey about our awareness. This is actually Mom Adept Ed survey. Excuse me. about our awareness, teachers' awareness in the field of AI. But as usual, since I do not have any knowledge about artificial intelligence classroom, I did say, and my answer there was no on all of the questions because I am not quite familiar with it. But undergoing the training, I gain consciousness about these things and little by little connect this to the things that we have right now. And I said, wow, this is good. In fact, it is already incorporated in some of the things that we are using, especially on the ICT that we are using in the school. And even the actual cell phones that we are doing are actually having that kind of technology already, which I was not familiar yet. But after doing and going through the activities that we have, and in consultation with my son, I said, "Well, this is good." And my interest about doing this robotics seems to perk up, and I said to myself, "Well, this is a possibility that we can also do this one in the Philippines, even though we have such a laid back technology compared to the ones that you have in China." Well, incorporating my age into it, I have observed a lot of things starting from the very crude technology that we have way back the 1990s or way back below 1970s when I was still young. The only thing that we had, that the best technology that we had last that time when I was in high school, is the calculator. That's it. The calculator was so bulky. I remember the screen is colored green, and when I reached college, doing the college at TUP, we were forced to buy a scientific calculator, and that was the high-end technology that I hold for the very first time. That I have a calculator so complex that it can do a lot of process. But as soon as the years progress, especially the introduction of the pandemic, I have observed that technology has jumped so much that at my age, it seems very difficult to catch up with the trend that is rising right now. So I have to cope up with it. I have to ask my son, my daughter to do help me with the technology at present because I am lagging behind. But with the things that you have introduced in our school, I am very thankful that I am a little bit upgrading myself to the technology that you were talking and showing us these things. That's very wonderful. And I hope that these things will continue, especially your partnership with our school, that we could learn much more than what we have right now. And for this, Ma'am, I would like to thank you for your indulgence upon and giving interest to our school, making us your partner also in this kind of endeavor that you are hoping that the world will achieve. Ma'am, thank you very much.
Uh, Sir Lion, thank you for that. Yes, I even in my part, I'm so very honored when you answered my calling that I really want to be part of in the STEM robotics STEM to introduce this in Luisa Medal National High School. To tell you honestly, for how many years? I think for 2 years, I keep on dreaming that I see myself in Medal High School. Even I'm here in China, few months, way back few months, I keep on dreaming. I see myself there, and I was wondering why. What is this dream? I keep on seeing my classmates, seeing the teachers there, and it seems like I'm not a teacher in the school, but what I'm doing there, and now that's the answer to those dreams that that I need to go back in my school and share whatever I know and share whatever I can do to help also my school. And I'm very excited as well when we start to implement the robotics and STEM, and not at far we will introduce this AI to our students.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl. And I would like also to acknowledge everyone, especially those participants. I could not mention your name, but I would like to extend our gratitude for attending this webinar. Doc Cheryl, I would like to share this, uh, what do you call this? Attendance, yes. Please fill out the attendance as you can see on the chat box so you can get your certificate of participation. Is it right, Sir Jet? So right after
Yes, sir.
this, you may uh, fill out the attendance electronically using the link you see on your chat box. So you may get your attendance right after this. And also, would like to thank everyone who participated in this webinar. I do apologize because I could not mention your name since there are many participants here. We are 53 already. So let's move on to the next part of our program. I think, Sir Jet, you are ready for this. And Ma'am Bernadette Latoza, let us now have the giving of certificate for the success in the participation during the training. I think it was 60 hours of training. So Ma'am Cherish Floor, Sir, together with Sir Rocky Alayan. Sir Jet, is it already available right now?
Yes, sir. It's
So we could
available.
present. Okay. So to present the certificate of recognition or certificate of completion rather, let us have Ma'am Bernadette Latoza. Ma'am Bernadette.
Yes, sir. Okay, so for the certificate of completion, it reads, this certifies that has completed the 60-hour EdTech 412 MakerTech Physical Computing for STEM Education, given this 29th of May 2021 in Shanghai, China, signed by Cheryl E. Dublar, PhD, co-founder of RSE Academy. Okay, first certificate is given to Sir Rocky A. Alayon.
Okay, thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much. Thank you.
Virtual clap to Sir Rocky Alayan. Next, Ma'am Batet.
Okay, so the next certificate is given to Jetty I. Latoza. Okay, next is given to Bernadette M. Latoza. Okay, the next certificate of completion is given to Ma'am Jesusa Lourdes B. Prudente. Another certificate is given to Sir Rolly R. Doriman. And same certificate is given to Engineer Trina Marie D. Cayao. Okay, and for our last teacher who complied with the certificate is Sir Elmer F. De Leon Jr.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Batet, for the giving of certificates. So let us give ourselves a big round of applause, a virtual applause, everyone. I know that. And by the way, there are chats here. Allow me to. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for sending your messages through our chat box. And let's see. All right, so we're done with the open forum. So let us now proceed with the closing remarks and for the future plan implementation to be given to us by our head teacher in charge, Saraki A. Alayan. Saraki?
Thank you, Sir Elmer. I just would like to thank everyone to come for attending and joining us in our AI classroom webinar today. Indeed, our heart is really filled with gratitude to our speaker, Ma'am Cheryl, who has not forgot, who has not, not have been not have forgotten our school as and her school to be a part of this to be a part of this activity. In behalf of Ma'am Floor, I just would like to thank you, Ma'am Cheryl, for remembering us and hope that the partnership will continue until we also are able to stand on our feet to become an AI classroom. For sure, we will be moving ahead or forward to this, and there will be a lot of challenges, but we really need your assistance to this, ma'am, and hopefully that whatever we can do also to to offer back the goodness that you have shared and to us. We will appreciate that also to do for you. And if ever the pandemic will end and you can visit us also back in Luisa Medel National High School, um, we drop us a line so that we can welcome you formally. And thank you formally for all the things that you have done for us. Okay. And in behalf also of those who have attended, I would like to leave this message to everyone that indeed the learning of this new technology is not a matter of age, because I am a living proof that even though you are older, like I am, but there is still an option, an opportunity for you to learn more, just embracing the things that what our speaker had said, the 4 E's: educate until you embrace all of this and accept that the world is changing and the world will never go back to its original thing. It will keep on moving. There is a great challenge ahead of us, but the challenge will be light if we come and cooperate and help one another to learn more from each other and share what we have learned also for those who needed our help and to better understand what is going on around us. With this, I would like to congratulate everyone for coming. And Ma'am Cheryl, thank you very much for your indulgence on our plea also to become an IT classroom and a highly ICT-based instruction that we are also dreaming in our school. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sir Rocky Alliance. So that was it. Dr. Cheryl, I would like to extend our gratitude for having you with us this morning in sharing with us the AI classroom all the way there from China. Thank you so much. And also, would you like to say something before we end the
Um,
program, ma'am?
yes, sir. So thank you very much for that message, Sir Alayon, and everyone who come here today. That I know that everyone's so busy, but still you answered our callings to attend in our webinar today. But I know there are also a question about and wants to see about robotics and STEM. So I'll be showing you a very quick video. It's not an AI and it's not a VR tour, but a tour of the laboratories here in EdTech. Uh, so I'll just flash a quick video that we made to show some of the laboratories in here. Okay. Uh, Everyone just bear with me. Okay, here we go. All right. So for those who want to start with the robotics and STEM, so in here we have also Scratch. Some ICT knows or ICT teachers about Scratch programming, and then the kids in the STEM laboratory. We have also the kids, as you can see in the video, it was organized. Arduino class. I think Arduino is also implemented in schools. So just a peek of what we have in the laboratories in here. Okay, so Miss Maggie is with me showing you the kits that we have in Arduino class. Okay, so again, if you're going to start with your robotics class, make sure you organize your tools, your components and parts of it, because yeah, really that's a challenge if you want to implement robotics and STEM. So as you can, if you lose some, even just some parts of it, it's difficult to replace. And then the Python, as you see, this is evolving or a good programming language to learn also. But maybe in the future you can integrate this in your ICT. And then here, Miss Maggie is showing us the AI kits, and that is also not only used in the classroom, but also students can learn AI, including the face recognition. Yeah, and the challenge room or place. Yeah, just a quick. And for the preschool, so it's not only for the senior high school or junior, elementary school, but also for preschool students or for our pre-K. And Internet of Things that's controlled by using an app. Okay, so here we're showing the kits. And for those who really want to start with this, yeah, we are willing to have a talk with you, and let's see we could improve your curriculum. And also if you need the kits, we also have. I know you have existing curriculum, so what we could do is to make some revision and also redesign your curriculum. So in teaching all of this, we have unplugged activities, and also um, we're using not only an online but also a textbooks for unplugged activities. This is the smart farming that we also want to have in Luisa Midal National High School as one of our project, the smart farming. It's combined with IoT or Internet of Things. Okay, and here in our AI classroom, the robots. Anyhow, okay, that's to welcome the that's to welcome the guest. Okay, it recognize someone, then it will say hi. And here, because I was not able to present this, the 3D printing, so using a filament and resin, we also have curriculum for this. And also the materials needed for the 3D printing. And aside from that, if the school want to start with 3D printing, if you don't have yet the big printer, you can start with 3D pen. This one, this is a 3D pen. Okay, so this is the output if you use the 3D pen. So even in starting with primary to secondary school, you could start to implement the 3D printing using a 3D pen. Okay, so this is for the robotics classroom. And showing you the projects of the kids. So they are inventing their own robots, creating their own projects, conceptualizing their ideas in mind. And also this one, it's a hand or bionic robot. Now you can control this robot. Okay, so this is very good in manufacturing. So I know even if for our senior high STEM, another is engineering laboratory. So they construct this structure, and then using the components, lights, they could create architectural structure. All right, so that's all. And last one more, we just want to emphasize the smart home. Okay, this will be the last presentation. We'll be sharing you the smart home. I hope you can see the smart home. No. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the smart home that we are aiming also in Luisa Midal National High Schools. Yeah, so that's control using an app. Yeah, it's a face recognition. This is the high school student project. So the face recognition is project on your screen. the sensor. Okay, so that's all for us. So just showing a quick because I forgot to show this while ago, and yeah, so if for those who wants to avail those, just send us a message, and we have a website to check some of the kits, and we are glad to assist you on your needs if you want to also implement robotics and STEM education in your school. Okay, so thank you very much everyone for coming. So I think I'll just give it to Sir Elmer for to end this webinar we have. And again, from straight from my heart, I'm very thankful for everyone who are here and attended our webinar.
Thank you so much, Cheryl E. Dublar, for a wonderful presentation. And also to the participants, thank you so much for attending the webinar. And I would like to remind you all that your certificate of attendance will be sent to you via your personal email. So once you had filled out the attendance form, by and by, just check your email for your certificate of attendance. Thank you so much. Again, from Luisa Medel National High School, Dr. Cheryl Idublar, together with your companion, Ma'am Debbie, I think. Yeah, thank you so much for facilitating us in a short tour in your virtual classroom. Thank you so much again. Participants, thank you so much for attending. And also, Ma'am Cherish L. Flor, Soraki A. Lion, and to the rest of the members of the robotics team, thank you so much. Again, thank you so much to the RES Academy, and especially to you, Dr. Cheryl E. Dublar, and the rest of the company. Thank you so much. But before that, before we end, I would like to take this opportunity. Let's have a short. Please turn on your microphone. No, your camera, so that we could have a short screenshot, a group photo, please. Sir Jet, pwede mo man screenshot, Sir Jet?
Of course.
Of course, Jaya.
No.
Okay, please turn on your camera, please, dear participants, so we can have a short documentation. Aran, Sir Jet, naka-on na camera nila.
Okay na sir, ready na ako sir.
Okay.
One, two, three. Okay na sir, okay na. Isa pa. One, two, three. Okay, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sir Jet.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ma'am Cheryl. Daddy, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I'm Cheryl. Thank you.